Hi Gemini, welcome to your mid-September 2018 reading with me. Thank you for all your likes and subscriptions, and if you haven't already, please like and subscribe this video. I'm doing monthly and mid-monthlies at the moment, and there may be some bonus videos in October. So Gemini, nearly called you Aries. It's going straight into the Aries full moon that I'm going to mention, going on the 24th and the 25th of September. In your 11th house. So one thing I want to highlight, Gemini, is that you may more so than usual be having associations with the number 11. I sometimes think when there's a lot of 11th house energy, you can be drawn to the number. It can be significant. So we're kind of past the 11th of September, and I'm just sort of seeing the number 11 as being kind of significant. It does refer to friendships and your social interactions in your wider circle, the people, the cultures that you're interacting with on a regular basis. With this full moon, something might be revealed, something might come to an end, something might be illuminated that you weren't aware of, and it's quite an intense and volatile full moon because it's in Aries. It is the harvest moon, and it is a time when things are going to come to fruition. And, you know, oftentimes people think that can be, people misassociate it with being everything that comes out of this being, when it comes to fruition, being perfect, but nothing's perfect. Some things might come to a head so that you know what to do better the next time around. Aries is the beginning of the moon's cycle, being the newborn of the zodiac. So to have it in your 11th house, it sort of means that I think for some friendships you might be starting to move away from certain groups of people, certain clubs, certain cultures. You may find that your circle of friendships gets smaller as you find your focus shifts more towards loyalty. So I'm going to go into this and see what we get. It's funny when a deck always splits evenly in two parts. I always think of the sign Gemini. So other Geminis might actually be significant for some of you, which is kind of interesting. And the death card is underneath. So initially I'm seeing endings of some kind. And this is known as the number 13. The Ace of Cups. The Two of Wands. Judgment. There's very strong Scorpio energy, actually. Yeah, Page of Cups. Scorpio energy seems to be significant, Gemini. The outcome is the Fool. Yes. Death. Okay. I'll put this one here, actually, so you can see. Okay, so something must end so something else can begin. Now, don't jump to conclusions on what it is that ends, Gemini, just to be specific here. Life is all about endings and beginnings in different fields and different forces. It actually, a lot of the time I find with, particularly for the air signs, endings and beginnings come up as changes of mindset, changes of belief systems, changes of seeing things a certain way, and changing the way that we view things and make our decisions, most importantly, because I see a very fundamental decision here, Gemini, going in your favor. Judgment is in the helpful position, what's helping you. So some of you might finally be moving forward from something that's been quite hard to leave. I do think for some of you it might be a Scorpio person, yet at the same time Scorpio is quite well aspected in this sense. Some of you are beginning a new relationship with a Scorpio. Some of you are certainly beginning a new relationship with an Aquarius or an Aries. But I feel like you are at a crossroads at some decision that could be quite major, which is intriguing, really, because it looks very important to you. And to see the Fool as an outcome suggests to me that it's the beginning of something exciting. Something a bit more carefree, something less heavy than the Death card and the Judgment card. Let's see what the two cards were following on from this. Six of Wands, And the sun. Okay, this is a decision that goes really in your favor, Gemini. Wow. Do you know, I don't know if it is the a change in the air or something with autumn, with fall, maybe if you're in the States, it's called fall. But with the changing of the leaves, it's like there's a changing of the hearts. I feel very much like a lot of you... I actually wonder if I have any Geminis living in the southern hemisphere on here, because you guys seem to be coming into something very, very special. But for everyone, there seems to be a great victory in letting something go and moving forward from something into something better. Like you're in the beginning of something a lot more emotionally fulfilling, and it may actually mean, I see with Page of Cups in the challenge position, it may mean moving on from someone romantic, but it may mean some of you are deciding to be single and to embrace that side of life, because the Fool and the Six of Wands sort of to me does suggest a single person. But for others of you, it's a new beginning, maybe with somebody, like a new phase with somebody, a new phase of understanding, a new phase that's more special. But for those of you that are single, I can see a lot of good times ahead, because the Sun and the Six of Wands is the epitome of success. Maybe some of you are having great success in your career. You know, you're moving into a new direction, a new field of work, a new line of work, and you're seeing much success there, but you're not seeing much romance. For me, I see the Sun and the Six of Wands as an incredible accumulation of your efforts being going down the right path. Judgment in the positive position means that you're following your correct calling, so following something that suits you better. A lot of you might not feel like that though. Like, I think a lot of you are maybe feeling a little bit like you're in the beginning of something, and maybe it seems a bit uncomfortable. Often with the Death card as an ending and the Ace of Cups as a beginning, the change can be quite mighty, and you're in the midst of sorting through things and sorting things out. But it sort of looks like you're going towards something more carefree, more free-spirited, more dancing to the beat of your own drum is very important going into the end of September, Gemini. Now, remember, we will be going into Libra season on the 21st. And that is your sector of romance. And it's funny because when that is in the sky for you, a lot of the time you can attract more romance into your life, and things seem to be a little bit more easygoing on a social level. I actually think for some of you, you might realize with the full moon in Aries in your sector of friendship, and with the Sun in your 5th house of romance, some of you might fall in love with a friend or someone you are involved in like evening classes or social, someone in your social circle you may suddenly see as more than a friend. Do you know what I mean? And that could be someone who is a fire sign. It could be a Leo. It could be an Aries. Could be a Sagittarius. But I do think some of you might actually realize that the person that's most compatible for you has been there all along. So some of you might be going through that. But I do sense that whatever change you're embracing seems to be the right one. So don't feel worried or anxious about making a decision on changing your life path, because I can see you at a crossroads here, and judgment is a big decision. It's making that call, making that declaration, making that final decision, and judging something for how it really is. And to see the Fool follow it, it's like you end something to begin something else. I actually think in the September reading there was a lot of changes and beginnings for Gemini, actually. I think a lot of people were leaving behind love in search of something new. And I think that what you're searching for that's new might not be immediately clear. But as I said, I do think there might be, it could be for some of you specifically, there is the right person under your nose the whole time. but something's about to bloom. You're about to enjoy great celebration and success, and marching to the beat of your own drum and seeing rewards for it. And I feel like you're going to start seeing how much you're really capable of, Gemini, and that's very, very important. Maybe in shifting your focus from trying to make a relationship work that wasn't working, you start to realize you had other things that you had to do before you were with somebody. Maybe you have more potential that has to be fulfilled, and it's not necessary that you can hold a partner with that right now, and there's certain things you need to do by yourself. There's certain things you need to do out on your own. But that's not to say love's going to follow. As I say, I think for some of you, you may have been ignoring the right person. So I'm actually going to go in with the Goddess Guidance deck here and have a little look and see what we've got. Ooh. I'll take the 3 from the top and see what we've got. Compassion. Kuan Yin. Release judgment about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that is within everyone. That's amazing that judgment is there. Release judgment. Pele, divine passion. Be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desire? I imagine with the Fool here and the 6 of Wands and the Sun, you're following your heart's true desire. Oh, fertility. Giving birth to new conditions, new ideas. I do actually think for some of you that are in relationships or marriages or, your situation and you're wanting to have children, and maybe with the Page of Cups in the challenge position, it's been very, very, very hard to get there. With the Sun, I think some of you are having success finally for that. Do you know what I'm actually getting with the 6 of Wands here, most importantly, is getting back on the horse, Gemini. Getting back on the horse after being disappointed in something, after something ending. Now, this deck is quite different to the Rider-Waite deck, but in the traditional Rider-Waite deck with the Death card, it's actually very similar to the 6 of Wands. The Death is riding in on the horse and there's chaos and all these sad people at his feet. The 6 of Wands is all these cheering, happy people at his feet. So you're moving from this negative picture to this success in something. So what is coming is better than what has been. I think some of you are really getting back on the horse and seeing more success for it. There's a not giving up attitude because things are happening in their right order for you, Gemini. So I hope you guys enjoyed that reading. The details below are there in case you want a private reading with me. And if not, I'll see you in October. Bye, guys.